We're continuing this discussion of whether it's reasonable to go to someone of a certain identity to ask questions about that identity. How did it start? Well, last week I got a voicemail, or maybe it was Monday. Now I don't remember. Last week or Monday, I got a voicemail from someone saying, "Hey, David, I have some Jewish questions. Yiddish, actually. What's a shmekel? What's a shekel?" And I answered them. And then on Tuesday, the Eggman called in and said, "David, that's inappropriate. That's anti-Semitic. It's like going to a black woman and asking her to touch her hair." And I said, "I don't think so. I think it's logical that you would go to people that you believe might have more knowledge about something than you, and you ask them about it, as long as it's being done in good faith." But the Eggman didn't like that. We have a new voicemail caller. We're going through every identity. We had a Jewish man call in, the Eggman, to give his perspective. Now a gay man called in to say he welcomes people asking him questions about homosexuality. Take a listen to this.
Hey, David, this is Rich from Palm Springs, California, and I was just listening to your piece where you played the Eggman saying that he thought it was disrespectful to ask you about Jewish languages and sayings and such.
Yep.
And I agree with you. I think he's wrong. As a gay man, I have no problem answering questions. I find a lot of straight people have questions about gay lifestyle and terms and stuff like that, and they're truly curious, but they're not going to sit at home and Google stuff.
I mean, maybe they would, but that's not really an issue.
And as long as it's respectful and not just like some ignorant jerk being an ignorant jerk.
Yeah. So what I think is inappropriate is once I was at a brunch. This was so awkward. I was at a brunch, and someone it was like around Passover time at some other year around Passover time, and completely unprovoked, just on the basis of figuring out I was Jewish from mentioning having been at Passover, this woman says to me in a very antagonistic way, "Can you explain to me why the U.S. government sends money to Israel?" And it's like I'm expected as a Jewish person to defend the foreign policy of the United States. And it was clearly bad faith. It was clearly antagonistic. It's like going to, it's like going to a Muslim person and saying, "Can you defend why the U.S. sends money to Pakistan or Egypt," or something like that. That's completely bad faith. It was a completely inappropriate question. I don't know. I'm not the spokesperson for that. Why are you asking me? But it's different than someone says, "Hey, what's shmekel? Do you know what shmekel is?" I think that's okay. And I think it is all context, as the caller points out. We have a great bonus show for you today. Ukraine says Russia's offensive in the Donbass has begun and is rapidly escalating. We're going to talk about it. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is trying to strip Disney of self-governing power. That doesn't sound like letting businesses do what they want. We'll talk about it. And Sarah Palin, as we've said, she's trying a comeback. She's running for a member of the House, but she's running up against a problem, which is that her star power seems to have dramatically dimmed in her home state of Alaska. Can she still win? We'll talk about it. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. How do you get the bonus show? It's very easy. You go to joinpacman.com and you sign up. And instantly, you'll be able to listen to the bonus show or watch the bonus show, whichever is your preference. If you're more an audio person, you can listen. If you're more a video person, you can watch. You could also play the video, but only listen to it. I don't know why you would do that, but you could. Sign up at joinpacman.com. We'll see you then.